Welcome back, everybody, to the Meeple Marathon and our continued coverage of Marvel United. Again, this is the core box from their Kickstarter, which is just a little bit different than the core box, say, you can get at Walmart these days. I don't have the Venom miniature, otherwise I think they're pretty much the same. So, again, even though this was a Kickstarter from Come On that I backed, you can get this game at Walmart via Spin Master Games. So, I covered setup in my last video where I went through a full gameplay playing two-handed, essentially a two-player game. But just real quickly, I chose to play against Taskmaster. So I pulled out his unique deck, and I also pulled out his 6 unique threat cards. I then randomly chose 6 locations. Normally these are supposed to be in this circle around the center, but that creates this big, huge board, and it's too hard to get on camera. I don't really have the space for it. So I randomly selected 6 locations, put them out. I seeded them with thugs and bystanders based on, whether you can see the picture faded underneath or not. So I pre-seeded the boards. I put this purple token out for all of them, which means once I've cleared the threat, I can take this token and add it over here. And that's pretty much it. I then, for this setup specifically, chose 3 characters, and this is the S.H.I.E.L.D mode, which is the S.H.I.E.L.D solo mode, that is included in the manual of the game. And what I did was take 3 characters and shuffled all 3 of their decks together to create one massive deck here. And instead of drawing up 3 cards to start the game, I'm going to draw up 5. So essentially I'll kind of have a rolling hand of about 6 cards. If, however, I get all my cards knocked out of my hands, I will lose. If at any point I get KO'd. I, however, can play any card I want in my sequence or storyline, as they call it. So I could play 3 Hulk cards in a row, or I could go Ant-Man, Wasp, and then back to Ant-Man. Depending on what I have in my hand, I don't have to rotate heroes. But they can all move independently, and when I play a Hulk card, I have to move my Hulk miniature. I cannot play a Hulk card and use those actions on Ant-Man, for example. That's pretty much it. The Taskmaster is very different from the S.H.I.E.L.D. He is basically similar to what Taskmaster might do, running around and just creating chaos in all these locations. And not only do we have to clear 2 of these missions, rescue civilians, defeat thugs, or clear 4 threats, but we also have to make sure there are no crisis tokens at any location. Because if he is ever at a location that has a crisis token on it, he's invincible. Also, we have had to have cleared out all the thugs and bystanders in order to clear out a crisis token. So eventually we are looking to have clean boards all around in order to catch the Taskmaster. Now, there is no fear track like in the S.H.I.E.L.D, so basically he is trying to just outlast us. He is trying to make sure we either run out his deck or our deck, whichever will come first. So that's essentially how this is going to play out. Again, just a very quick rules overview. Actually, let's explain it while we play. So you always start the game by flipping over a villain card and doing what it says, and you work from top to bottom. This one says he actually does not move 0. They always move clockwise around the clock here, but he's not moving anywhere, so he's staying in Times Square. And his special card says Dark Schemes. If there are no heroes in Taskmaster's location, place 1 crisis token here. So again, this is just making it more difficult. We've got to clean up all these messes before we can attack him. Now, at this point, he has gone. We get to have essentially 3 hero activations before he's going to activate again. So I've drawn up my 5 cards here, and then I've drawn up an extra one because it's the start of my turn. You can see I have 3 Hulks, 2 Wasps, and 1 Ant-Man. And this first card is not going to benefit from anything being to its left. So I want to pick something that's a pretty good starting hand. Maybe Wasp, deal 1 damage to everything else in this location. Discard all there. Okay, so this isn't bad. I definitely don't want to use that here or here. So to move and then do that, I could do Hulk Smash first and then move. That wouldn't be too bad. All right, deal 1 damage to everything else in this location. Discard all people that are there. Okay, so this is actually a pretty good card. So I'm gonna play this down. Now, I can do my actions in any order. So I can move and then do Hulk Smash. I can do Hulk Smash and then move. So I'm going to deal 1 damage, and I'm assuming that dealing 1 damage is the same thing as playing, you know, a card with this symbol on it here, the punch symbol, which defeats thugs, which allows me to put that towards my mission here. Now, it does say discard any bystanders, so that was very clear. I don't get to put the bystander in the rescue civilians area. But I have cleared this area. Now I'm thinking, let's head somewhere where there's gonna be more thugs, because Hulk Smash, I mean, let's be honest. So he now gets his 1 movement, and we're gonna move him this way. Okay, so now I get to play another card. I actually get to draw 1 card, I believe. It doesn't really say that in the rules, but technically between each turn, every time you start a turn, you get to draw a card. So, all right. And then what I'm gonna do here is simply play another Hulk card. And this is legal in the solo mode because I have 1 giant deck. I do not get Hulk Smash again, even though I have played 2 Hulk cards back to back. I do not, the special power only is used once, but I do get the movement action. So I can move to this location here and then do 2 punches, do 2 points of damage, and defeat these 2 thugs. So real quick, I am on my way to defeating this mission. Now I don't want to clear too quickly because as soon as I clear 1 mission, he gets to start activating every 2 cards, or 2 cards of mine instead of every 3. After I've cleared 2 missions, then I can start attacking him. But again, I'm gonna have to make sure the board is as clean as possible before I do that. So my 3rd action, I don't want to go after thugs, but again, I'm going to be wasting these 2 punch actions if I don't. So let's see here. Unfortunately, you can move to any location and punch, and then I'd have 2 more punches. Not a whole lot of good options here. I think what I'm gonna do, extra 1 to be rescued, is to just simply play Ant-Man here. This is gonna be a big waste of resources here. I didn't really think this through, but this will allow me to go ahead and put 1 thing here working towards clearing this threat. All right, yeah. Okay, so now I've played 1, 2, 3 cards. Taskmaster gets to go. All right, so this is more in line of what his cards will normally look like. He's going to move 2, always clockwise, 1, 2, end up at Adventure's Mansion. He's going to do his BAM effect, which on his card says deal 1 damage to each hero and add 1 crisis token here. Okay, pretty straightforward. So he does his BAM effect. Then he's going to add thugs in 1 in his location and 1 in each adjacent location. So we'll give Hulk some people to beat up on. We'll give 1 here, and I wish he had done this prior to me activating, because I would have had somebody to punch. Now, after you initially set up the board and place your bystanders and thugs out, it does not matter how these spaces get filled up. That's why they're kind of very faint, because you could have all 4 thugs in this location or all 3 thugs in this location. You don't have to fill the spaces with what exactly is underneath them. So, all right. So we are done with the Taskmaster now. We get 3 more hero action turns. And again, even though he's right there, I can't touch him. I could go into his space though and mess around with the other people there. So let's see what we want to do. Definitely want to be spreading out here. Boom, boom, boom. Each requires 2 damage. Not a whole lot to do. So Wasp is very punchy, actually. which is ironic. All right, so I'm gonna play a single movement, which is gonna allow me to come over here. I'm gonna kind of stay away from Taskmaster for right now, even though he'll probably move in his next activation. But that'll allow me to move over here, and then I can use this from Ant-Man. Now this card says each bystander at this location requires 1 extra hero action, so I'm just going to spend my hero action to try and clear this card first. Then Ant-Man is going to go next with this card here. Ant-Man's going to go here. He's going to spend his 2 actions to clear this out right now. So this one is cleared. Now for the rest of the game, any hero that ends their turn here can swap 1 card from their hand with 1 card from the storyline. And this is the storyline. So, let's see. Now this is interesting because it's very straightforward when you have you know, a single hand of cards, whether you're just Captain America or just Iron Man, that you're switching out an Iron Man card for an Iron Man card. But I'm not sure whether or not I can switch out, say, an Ant-Man card for a Hulk card. Like, can I give up this card, put it down, and get this one back? Very interesting. But my plan was to actually take advantage of being able to move and spread ourselves out. So I'm actually going to move over here and come visit Taskmaster. All right, so I've done all of my actions. Next is Wasp, and Wasp is going to go ahead and go boom, similar to Ant-Man, 2 heroic actions, which means she's going to finish off here, boom, boom. All right, and she's going to use, she's got 4, so she's going to use 1 to rescue a civilian here. This now comes off, and I should have taken this one off. I apologize. So I'm halfway there on this one. Now I will obviously be ending my turn there. So it says you may search your deck for 1 card and set it aside, then shuffle your deck and place that card on top. So why not? You know, there are, each hero has 1 card that is a double wild. So it's like, why not go find that card? I'm gonna have 3 of them in here. Wasp just happened to be the first one I found. So we'll shuffle this back up, and we know that that will be our first draw next hand. All right. Forgetting to draw cards in between. Okay, so again, I've taken 3 actions, so it's time for Taskmaster to go. Normally, you would play your cards out around a big circle around the circular kind of setup. But again, I don't have space for that, and I don't want to have to be moving seats all around, so I simply just shove everything down and play a new card. All right, so Taskmaster is moving 1. That's good. He avoids our 2 guys. He bams. We know what that does. He simply has that, and he's adding 3 more thugs. Okay, so 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. All right, pretty simple for him. Now, when I play my card here, I can skip over Taskmaster and make use of these 2 heroic actions. But let's see who I want to do that with. Okay, so it's gonna be tough to leave this location. Hulk's pretty much stuck there for right now. What Hulk may do is do this. So I'm gonna play Hulk. Hulk now has 3 heroic actions. He can use that to get rid of this, and now the helicarrier is normal to leave from. We're also 3/4 of the way on that one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, okay. Good on card count. Now, we either need to probably clear out some villains up here. Oh, but I need that. I want to be able to move. So Hulk Do I play that or do I play that? Okay, that's not a bad card to play. Okay, so let's play the Wasp. We're gonna get her moving over here because there's a lot going on at Central Park here. So she's used her movement. We'll use this to rescue a civilian, and we'll use the punch to take out a thug. And then what I think we're gonna do, let me move to any location and punch there. Punch, another punch. Okay, so this one has a special effect at the top. It says you can move to any location and punch there. And again, I can do these in any order. So I've got technically 3 punches and a movement as well. So where can I make use of this? I could, you see, Taskmaster's probably gonna move on me, which is unfortunate. Because what I'm gonna do here is punch, move, punch. Now I can move to any location and punch there. So I'm gonna move here and punch, because I have to get rid of these thugs so that I can get rid of the crisis token, and then I can hit Taskmaster after I have probably filled these 2 out here. So, okay, that again was 3, so it's time for the Taskmaster. Taskmaster, no BAM effect, he's going 1, 2, 3. Maybe Hulk can swing over here next. And he is simply putting out some bystanders, even though Hulk's not going to be able to do anything because there's too much going on here. So 3 bystanders is all that's happening here. All right, so let's see what we want to do. Let's shift all these down just a hair. All right, get to draw a card. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I could clear that out pretty quickly. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. Well, that's nice. Play that last. Sure. All right, so we're gonna play this. I'm gonna shrink down, but before that, I'm going to punch, and this is a wild. Now it says that if there are no tokens at the top, I can use a punch or a heroic action to get rid of a crisis token. So I'm gonna punch the thug. That's going to defeat this here, which means, however, maybe I should have waited strategically, that I'm only going to get 1 more card to play here before the Taskmaster goes. But I've essentially defeated the thugs. That one's done. Guess I could have left them on there. And then I'm going to use the second one to remove this. Now I'm going to shrink. So I believe until I play another Wasp card, she is invulnerable. So I don't want to play another Wasp card. Unfortunately, I'm drawing a Wasp card into my hand. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to play another one of these Hulk Smash cards. I'm going to... Oh, and I didn't even realize at the end of my turn I could have moved over here to begin with, but that's fine. I'm taking my movement now, and I am smashing everything around me, which essentially I'm not going to be able to advance towards the rescue civilians, but I'm also clearing this whole thing out. So boom, that was a big move right there. And now I can spend this wild to remove this crisis token. So I know more than likely Taskmaster is going to run on me, but at least I cleared out that location pretty fast. So let's shift everybody down here. And Now, since we have cleared out one event, Taskmaster is going to go every 2 cards. So let's keep that in mind. Yep, he is moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to bam, which nobody there, so he just puts 1 down, and then he's going to drop some more people. Now, there can be thugs and bystanders in a location, but just no crisis tokens. So this area we could hit him. We can hit him in this area. We can hit him in this area. But before we do anything, we have to clear out one more threat. So let's focus on that. I've got a movement ability, and then so let's do this. Let's go bam bam. I really don't want to move. I'm going to use both of these as a heroic action here to try and clear this. I'm wasting my movement. That's fine. And I got a whole bunch of Wasp cards in my hand. So I'm thinking at this point, I am going to have to make use of the Wasp here. And I feel like I definitely misplayed this card. Move, then boom, boom, boom against a single target. That would be nice once the Taskmaster will hold on to that. Boom and then punch, boom and then punch. So yeah, let's go ahead and play this card here. So I have 4 actions in which to do whatever I want. And so I'm going to move here. And then I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 actions here to clear this away. This now paves the way for us to defeat or attack the Taskmaster. So the Taskmaster can be attacked now, as long as there's no crisis tokens around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was 2 cards, so the Taskmaster is going to get to go. All right, he's moving 5, which essentially puts him right here. No BAM effect, and adding lots of minions and villains. So 2 at each location. Now, there's nothing here, or no space here, so we could put a crisis token down at that location. Here, there is room, so boom and boom. Here there is room, so boom and boom. All right, so who is closest to moving in there and taking care of business? Now, again, I told you before, these games are pretty short, and that's fine. I enjoy that they're that short. That way I can shuffle through a lot of the heroes, and when the expansions come, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of these plays in, because what I get to do here now is move. I also get a movement with Ant-Man. This was a special cards. And then 3 punches against a single target. So I'm going to move 3 punches against Taskmaster. Boom, boom, boom. He's only got 4 health. And then I have 2 wilds I'm working on. Obviously, I'm going to use that 4th one to defeat Taskmaster. So there you go. That one was pretty easy. Now, quick opinions aside as to solo mode versus 2-handed solo or even 3-handed solo. I definitely feel like this way was easier. I had a lot more options in my hand. I had people at my disposal. I could always, if I spread my heroes out, there's always somebody close by to go. Taskmaster also is very different. I didn't think he was that bad in comparison to Red Skull. I lost to Red Skull my very first game because the Fear Truck ran up on me, and you have got to move quickly in that one. This one I felt like I had time, just trying to clear out as much as possible. So I would definitely say that, in my opinion, the S.H.I.E.L.D. solo mode is easier. So if you feel like you definitely want to ease into gameplay, play that way. Also, it's probably easier to play this way than playing 3-handed solo. Just simply keeping up with 3 unique decks is probably trickier than just one huge combined deck. So again, if you'd rather play with more heroes, then I would say do S.H.I.E.L.D solo mode and play with 3. Personally though, I'll probably go back and play some more, at least play Ultron in the 2-handed solo mode. You know, there's 2 more characters in the box I haven't played with, so I'll take Captain Marvel and the Black Widow for a spin in 2-handed mode. So, but both of them play very similar. I mean, really, there is no difference in how the game plays, except for the fact that you can play multiple heroes, or the same hero, multiple times in a row, activate them multiple times in a row. But both of them, they're fun. I have enjoyed this game. The several playthroughs I've had so far. Keep an eye out for a storage solution video. This one is a toughie. The plastic insert is nice for the miniatures, but not very good for everything else. But I usually don't like killing the plastic insert or whatever type of insert that comes with the game, because that can kill resale value. So keep an eye out for that video, and also I'll give you guys my opinion on the game in general, how it plays, the components, everything else in a separate video. So keep your eye out for that. If you want to be sure to be notified when those videos hit YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Once again, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.